Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. This video I'm gonna talk about Zoro, Roanoa, the vice captain of the Straw Hats. He doesn't really use his vice captain role very often, but when he does, he brings a lot of authority to whatever he does. Like with the whole stuff with Usopp, when Usopp was leaving, Zoro was like, if you let him back on, I'm gone. He has a lot of respect and he has a code he honors, and he is Luffy's best friend. You cannot tell me, oh, Usopp. No. It's Zoro. Luffy would die for Zoro. 100. He'd die for everyone on his crew, and they don't have the. Zoro is the one who would back Luffy in any fight. Zoro is the one who'd back Luffy in anything when it's reasonable. Because let's be honest, Luffy's kind of dumb, and I always thought it was really stupid that people thought Zoro was gonna kill Kaido. No, Kaido was Luffy's opponent. I think Zoro knew that too. Now, Zoro is a ladies' man. He can get any lady he wants, which I find hilarious that, the whole Sanji can't get women, but, Zoro gets them easily. I mean, Sanji got some women. He got Pudding. But Zoro is... He has a code. He has an honor system, which is, he fights with a sword. And a swordman gets a scar on his back that is dishonorable. Now, nothing happened moment. We can't talk about Zoro without talking about the nothing happened moment. That was a Chad move. That was the Chadliest thing in all of One Piece. And Zoro was the one who do it. Because Zoro knew. Luffy's not making it to the end of the Grand Line without a cook. And Sanji is the greatest cook in One Piece. And Zoro was like, well, look, my captain's dreams are more important than my life. My captain is more important than my life. And they couldn't take Kuma. And now, yes, people always make jokes about Zoro because he seems to fight the darker skinned people, which I think is just something that happens. I think it's I don't know. I don't know why that always happens. But he took down King, and I think he would beat Katakuri. And I think that Katakuri is really strong, and Katakuri is, a relatively good person, and I think that Zoro would beat him. I think Zoro would beat a lot of people. I don't think he's Yonko level yet, but I think he is relatively close to what Luffy is. Now you got to remember, Zoro did a lot in that fight, that tag team fight on the roof. Zoro did a ridiculous amount of stuff in that fight. Zoro took the combined attack from both Yonkos. Zoro scarred Kaido. Now, that is a feat on its own, because let's be honest here. That doesn't happen very often. Zoro is great for the story, and Zoro is strong, and Zoro is incredible, and I like the aspect of Zoro. I like how badass he is, and I like his personality, and I like what he brings to the table is what I like about him. And now that Zoro is, he is Zoro, he is a very great character. He's not the smartest person, but he has a lot of similarities to Luffy that I don't think he'd get credit for. He is, as he says, he's not a hero because heroes share sake, and sake is his meat. It's the same. He has the same concept. It's the same, feeling that Luffy has towards meat. And every fight that he is in, he is handicapped. Almost all of the East Blue arc, he is handicapped. He fights Mihawk, extremely handicapped when he fights because Arlong said, look, I don't know how you're alive. I don't know how you're alive. But He gets handicapped consistently. He was gonna kill Hody Jones. He was gonna beat a fishman in water. Like, how embarrassing is that for the fishman? Obviously, Zoro could have done it, and I think he would have beat Hody at the end too. Like, Hody was nothing, but then you had the Pika thing, and that was cool. And I love his Enma upgrade, his power up with Enma. I love it. I love that is his power up was getting, a sword. Like, that Zoro thing is a sword. And I love Zoro. Zoro, I don't get how people don't like Zoro. Zoro is on a league of his own, and like, Zoro helps carry the entire story. Zoro is and will always be amazing. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I can't sit here and like bash Zoro, and I can't sit here and bash a lot of people that don't like Zoro. I don't get why you wouldn't like him. He is the Demon King. He is the Demon King. He is, no, it's the King of Hell, I think, is his title, his epithet. He was the Pirate Hunter, which I wish we would have seen more like bounty hunters in One Piece. I think that would be amazing, and I think that would be like, it would add a lot to the, story as is if, he is the, like, a bounty hunter actually is relevant in the story, but like, that's not how it works. I wish that, he would fight more people. I want to see Zoro fight because Zoro is badass. Zoro won't get what, people, he doesn't get the same treatment that Sanji does. He's treated very differently by Oda than Sanji, because he can't be seen as a joke. Even though he has that, I get lost everywhere I go. I get, lost everywhere I go thing, which I think every character in One Piece has a flaw. And I think that the fact that Zoro can't be used as that, because that wouldn't make sense for his character. It wouldn't make sense for Zoro. And for the fact that, like, Zoro is now on a level that, is incredible. And Zoro has to beat the guy who is the greatest swordsman to probably ever, one of the greatest swordsmen to ever walk the earth, which is Mihawk. And he has to beat him, and he has to up his hockey levels to be able to beat Mihawk. And he has to increase the levels because, he has Conqueror's Haki, he has Conqueror's Haki coding. He has to learn on the fight. I don't think Mihawk told Zoro how to do any of this stuff. I think he showed him once and then never showed him again. It's like, go out there and fight. And Zoro had to learn all this stuff on his own, because that doesn't seem like something that Mihawk would do. Now, when he fights Mihawk, that is going to be the greatest fight in all of One Piece. I am calling it right now. I think the only other fight that might hit this level is Blackbeard. Blackbeard or Luffy fighting Blackbeard, or Luffy fighting Sakazuki, is that the name? Sakazuki is the fleet admiral guy. Those two, because there is emotion behind those fights. Zoro, yes, there's emotion behind these fights because that's his end-all, be-all goal, is to get to that level to become the greatest swordsman. He's going to be the greatest swordsman on the role on the, world. And he has to do that by, getting stronger, beating these people that have challenged him. Now, the greatest swordsman of all time, in my opinion, is Roger, because he used a sword, and I think he had ungodly hockey, and I think Zoro has to reach that level. So I think Zoro has to be the second strongest person to ever walk this earth, if he wants to truly reach his goal. I think Luffy's going to be number one, but I think Luffy is on another level right now than most people would probably give him credit for. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.